Question number 31 of the ID Passport exam from PhilNITS. In this question, we are being asked, which of the following is an appropriate explanation of the POP communications protocol? So we gotta know which one among the choices is the correct, appropriate explanation of the POP communications protocol. So we highlight, put an underline on the POP communications, and let's add the protocol too. So for this number, I think if you've done something related to emails, maybe you had to create a web service that sends emails kind of like newsletters, I think you would encounter this phrase also. Or if you've used any of those services where, for example, Microsoft Outlook, any of those software that does something with emails, then I think you would have encountered this one as well. Actually, this question I was able to again narrow down the choice to two, because for letter A, this one is of course not POP communications, saying that a protocol for the remote control of computer from a terminal that is in a different location. So this is something else. It could be one of those remote access, like if you're using Linux, you can use SSH, the SSH command to access another computer, another Linux computer in the network, and it could be in a different location as long as it's connected to the network. But this is not necessarily POP communications protocol, so we put an X mark here. For letter B, it's for file transfer. This one seems to be also okay somewhat, but in the end, I didn't put this among the two choices that I was looking at the end. And so we go into these two remaining letters, C and D. And the reason why also I narrowed down the choices to these two is because of the keyword email. But I was thinking about whether it would be C or D, and I think I had to take a little bit of my time to make my decision. But in the end, I was able to choose the letter D, which turns out to be the correct answer. And it's because too that I was thinking that, do we really send emails to a mail server? Or do we send emails to another person's inbox via the mail server? Then for letter D, it's saying that it's an email software which can use the protocol to receive emails from a mail server. So it seems like someone sends you an email, goes to the mail server, and then from the mail server, you receive the email, and that's how you get it in your inbox. So I think the last letter D, seems a lot more sense, made a lot more sense to me. And even though I wasn't really too sure which one was the correct answer, as long as I knew that it was related to emails, and then after reading the sentence and thinking about what the sentence is saying for letter C, and then for letter B, for letter D, then from there I chose the correct answer. Okay, so let's see what my notes tell us? Maybe we can learn some more. Okay, so I was choosing between C or D, but I ended up with D. And if we look up the meaning of POP, it means Post Office Protocol, and it's used for software like Outlook to receive emails, or if you were using Thunderbird, another software like Outlook from the Apache group, Apache French group. It's also open source. Then you may have also encountered this word there. Um, the other one about mm, this one, Internet Message Access Protocol, used to access stored email, like for example Gmail. That's the IMAP. There's another one which is the SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol, and saying that it's used to send emails. Okay, so these two, and then the POP. Actually, if you've encountered POP, it's likely you've also encountered the other ones, IMAP and SMTP. The problem is knowing which one's which, because I think that's also a problem of mine, because they always tend to come together, and it becomes difficult to identify which one is supposed to be for um, receiving emails, which one is supposed to be for sending emails, and for example, accessing stored email. So I think it's something that is good to know, definitely. Although from years of usage, turns out that I still also would need to remind myself what they are supposed to signify, each and every um, word like this, because I think we use emails, we use these technology, but they've been around for such a long time that the offices, the companies that we work at already use them, and we may not be aware what the underlying technology, what the underlying infrastructure may be. So it's also good to at least have an idea that there's such a thing as POP, IMAP, and SMTP, and what they are supposed to be. Same thing with the cloud. It's been around for over 10 years, that word, cloud, and in this case, pertaining to the internet, services like Gmail, web services, we use them, but there are times when we don't know that it's already the cloud. It's already referred to as the cloud. Okay, so we need to remind ourselves about these phrases, about these words, for things that we are already supposedly using and aware of. And so words, labels help us identify things, classify things. Of course, there are times when we go too much, we go too far, and tell people that this guy is this, that person is that. And of course, we need to also explain why. We need to clarify why, especially if it pertains to any kind of diagnosis. This person is ill with some kind of diagnosed illness or something like that, we need to also, of course, be careful with such things if we are not too certain. In the end, if you are not certain, then you might as well verify first and be certain. And that's, I think, something that we, in my case, often also remind patients. If you're not certain, clarify with your orthopedic surgeon, clarify with your medical doctor, so you are certain. Okay,